Hello, my friend. This is your friend, Dr. Samuel Kisseadoo, speaking in Virginia. I'm the president of Fruitful Ministries International Incorporated, an evangelistic and teaching Christian ministry that does a lot of evangelism and biblical teaching and leadership and prayer and focus a lot on home, marriage, family, and relationships. Let's say a few words about children obeying their parents. Children, obey your parents. Now in Ephesians and chapter 6, verses 1 to 3, Ephesians chapter 6, 1 to 3, children, obey your parents in the Lord, for this is right. In other words, God first. It is to obey your parents outside the Lord. And that's another tricky one. We'll see whether we can say a few words about that. Honor your father and mother, which is the first commandment, with the promise that it may be well with you and you may live long on the earth. So longevity of life, how long you live, is quite tied in with the behavior towards parents, obeying your parents and respecting them. You see, obedience and respect should be first taught in a home. That is why a father should give the first impression and example of God the Father to the children. Whereas single parenting, well, it's unfortunate it happened that way, but the mom should do her best with Jesus by her side and the help of some family members or friends. And in Colossians 3:20, children, obey your parents in all things, for this is well pleasing to the Lord. Obey them in all things. Now, the idea of obedience becomes a problem because we are always citing that example for children. You don't obey your parents, you see how life is going to be for you. You're going to be cursed. Obey your parents. Children, obey your parents. But if you look at it from another type of angle, you will learn one or two important things. Children are commanded by God, expected to submit fully to the authority and training of their parents. When I say training, it's education or instruction plus example. You can't train a person without setting the example in terms of what you want to do with the person or with other people. Their blessings, that's the blessings of the children, come from fundamental dependence upon such obedience, especially for long life that is satisfying and pleasing to God. Now, children obeying parents is so important that it became an essential part of the Ten Commandments. Exodus 20, verse 12. Exodus 20, verse 12. Now, the problem comes when children have grown to be adults and their parents are still alive. You see, are they supposed to obey them? And in what sense? You see, everyone seems to have the notion that children are to obey parents only when they live with them before marriage. What about when they marry and they become adults? Are they to disobey parents? I don't think so. In my opinion, there are three stages of parenting or parental obedience. There are three stages. The first one is when you obey your parents as a single person or a young person living with them and submitting directly to the authority in their home. It's the first stage of parenting. So we actually talking of parenting here. Children, obey your parents. So in the child-parent relationship, there is obedience to be learned starting from the time that the child is living with the parents and as the child grows. And the child is picking up not only words and other things or instructions, but the examples. As a children, watch what you do. So watch what you do. Children, watch what you do. So watch what you do. So I was going to make a song out of that. Children, what you do? So watch what you do. Children, watch what you do. So watch what you do. See, all of us, you picked up a lot from your parents or whoever raised you, as we put it, whoever trained you, live with you. Now, don't let the kids only or the children do only some chores, a few things around without making them even know what they are doing. You see, a girl should be getting near the mom to learn how to cook certain things. You see, we're doing this African dish called the banku, where it is corn flour. You ferment a little bit, and then you just add water and leave it, moisten it, and leave it a few days, 3 days, 4 days. Then you take a little bit, you add water, and as you turn it around, it becomes a ball. You can eat with all kinds of things. Now, when you say soup, I try. It's not perfect, but when there's soup and you ask me to put salt in it, I'll try. But when it is this solid, mushy, mashed stuff that you are turning around, and then you have to add salt, that's more difficult for me. How much do you think I should add to that? With the soup, maybe if it's liquid sitting there, you can guess a little bit. It's more difficult. But my wife put the stick, which we use to turn it round, kneading it, you know. And then he put the stick inside, and then was pouring the salt on the stick. And then after a short while, she stopped. I said, what? What is that? I don't know that one. They need to teach me in my PhD classes. What is that? And then she said, when I was like 8 years old, 9 years old, when my mom is cooking, I'll go and stand by my mom in the kitchen and we'll be watching things like that to see how she's able to pour the salt on the stick and can watch it coming down and is able to tell how much of this is for this corn dough which has been turned around. Wow. You see. So all that helps with children obeying their parents as you train them. Don't just be asking them to do things. Encourage them to learn from you and then call them to also observe important things. This is how we make bread. Let's do bread. Then you teach. And these days, a lot of them don't involve the children like that. Typically, when they pass the age of 12, 13, 14, once they begin to, when they pass 16, and the girls who are 18 and above, who have some independence, they finish high school, and the rest of them, and then they go to college and things. I'm telling you, cooking, not that you're going to be a slave for somebody. We should understand that a woman who doesn't know how to cook a good food, to me, is not anything glorifying. They just don't know what to do. It comes from a well-to-do home where there is a housemaid, maybe even 2 of them, and a cook, someone who cooks things. Maybe it's the pastor's son or daughter. And then the church people come to the house too, apart from other people helping. And the whole thing, you know, there's no training. And the daddy doesn't have time. And sometimes the mommy too doesn't have time. And if you have an adult who's about 30 years old, some of these house helps are quite elderly, 30, 35. Then if he's intelligent, they may even leave the homework for her to help the kids. You see, while daddy is busy running around. And mommy too. We should be careful about that. See, in some cases, it's the mother-in-law who is living in the house and doing a number of things, including cooking and things. Balance it. The second stage of parenting, or obedience to parents, is after you marry. Ooh, so are you serious? Yes. And submitting to their counsel. First one, when you are a child with your parents, you are submitting directly to their authority in the home. Second stage, when you are married, you are submitting to their counsel as you consult them from time to time. Grow up. Don't just run home because there's an issue. Okay, but to despise their advice and their counsel because you are married is not the best. Obey your parents after you have married. Ask them questions that are important. Be careful about disclosing to them what is happening between you and your spouse. That one, be extra careful. You see, but they still parent you in terms of how do you really, really make that palm nut soup to make my spouse very happy. There are some who don't know how to, prepare and bake some very good bread or cake or something. Still consult your mom. Ask for advice, depend on the relationship. Even how to handle the person in certain things. You see, not because you're going to report the one has done something wrong. No. So I know some people who go to the mom to be asking the favorite food of the son. Without the knowledge, you could do it in secret. So that I'll be cooking it like that for your son. That's my husband. Okay? So after you're married, please, if you're married and you don't take any advice from your parents, that's not good. Parenting never ceases from the cradle to the grave, from the time you're born to the time you die. Parenting never ceases. Just get it right. People think parenting is only when you are in their home. Okay, and so children obey your parents. You have to obey them when you're married. In terms of obeying their counsel, because if they warn you or tell you, and it is the Lord leading them, it is right, and you throw it away, it is not going to bless you. You see, but parents, be also careful about parental interferences after the children have married. The third stage of children obeying parents, of parental techniques, or the third stage of parenting, is obeying your parents when they are old and submit to the responsibility. You submit to a responsibility of taking good care of their needs. Many of us don't think that way. You see, I saw this example of a woman here in the United States who was traveling with a mom, and she didn't have a belt on, the mom didn't have a belt, and then she slammed the brakes. Because she is young and strong, she just went forward a little bit. But mom was all over the place. So he quickly stretched the hand to hold the mom into his bosom, into her bosom, actually, into her bosom. Then he said, suddenly it occurred to me, what my mom did for me when I was young, now I'm old and doing the same thing for my mother. You see. For the 1 Timothy 5 verse 8, 1 Timothy 5:8, if you don't care for your family members, and they mention household, typically husband, wife, children, that's household. And if somebody else who may be there, but that one, your own home, which is your spouse and children, you are worse than unbeliever. How worse again can you be? Worse than unbeliever? And when God said this serious statement was in terms of family, in 1 Timothy 5, verse 8. So children, obey your parents when you are under direct authority in their homes. Obey your parents when you are married. You are under authority of their counsel for your marriage to go on well. You are under the authority of the responsibility of caring for them when they are old. All of them together. As children, obey your parents. God bless you. You can call me in the United States on 1-917-741-0643. 1-917-741-0643. Or send me email kisseadoo@msn.com. kisseadoo. There's a website, www.fruitfulministriesint.com. Fruitful Ministries International is the name of the ministry. So fruitfulministriesint.com. There is a broadcast on Joy 99.7 FM every Saturday morning, 5:30 a.m. to 6 a.m. once a week. You can get it online by using myjoyonline.com and go to live radio. Saturday mornings, 5:30 to 6. I have books at Challenge Bookstore, and look for anywhere they sell books to see if Dr. Kisseadoo's book is also there. I have some of the books here. They are also in Ghana. In Ghana, call 020-812-6533. 020-812-6533. Ghana code is 233. So 233-20-812-6533. If you call and ask for my books, we can make them available to you. The Lord bless you and strengthen you as you obey your parents. You go to Amazon.com. You can also put Dr. Samuel Kisseadoo's name, Kisseadoo at Amazon.com. And you go to Amazon.com and you put my name in, you can download some of the books. May God bless you. May God strengthen you. Bye-bye.